How's it going, you guys, and welcome to your morning cup. Now, Chancellor Angela Merkel has been, in and out of the news recently, considering that the WHO has put out strict warnings against doing exactly what she has done. Turns out that she took the Moderna vaccine after taking the first dose of the AstraZeneca vaccine, and no matter which study you read about the vaccinations, you understand the fact that you're not supposed to mix them at all. And being the chancellor of a nation and then still being susceptible to such errors is kind of concerning, if you ask me. You see, the 66-year-old leader had taken her first dose in April, and over 2 weeks after, German authorities recommended the use of the jab people above 60. And the fact that she had to get a different vaccine for her second dose, which is essentially a booster, concerning. There's a lot of opinions in terms of her opposition in Germany, but then again, on an international scale, in a nutshell, how are some people who are on the fence about the vaccine in Germany supposed to take their leader seriously if their leader can't even make sure that they take the same vaccine 2 times in a row? Now, a tribunal has officially sold Malia's shares in United Breweries, which were worth upwards of 5,800 crores. A debt recovery tribunal on behalf of SBI-led consortium of banks has sold the United Breweries shares that Vijay Mallya once held so near and dear to his existence. The shares were attached as a part of a bank fraud probe against the fugitive businessman. Earlier, the ED, the Enforcement Directorate, transferred shares worth about 6,600 crores to the consortium as per the orders of the Mumbai Special PMLA Court. Now, just add those numbers, alright? 6,600 crores worth of shares. Now, 5,800 crores worth of shares. Without a doubt, Mallya had mad money, right? He had mad money. But how much of that mad money does he still retain? That's really up for speculation at this point, because things don't look good. He might even be going to jail. Continuation to that story would be the fact that, of course, if you get a chance, why not you jump on it? United Breweries shares were on the market. Heineken, one of the biggest brands in the world, bought 14.99%. Now, the world's second largest beer maker, Heineken NV, announced that it has bought an additional 3.96 crore shares in the United Breweries. It was 14.99%. They bought 3.96 crore shares, and now they own 61.5% of United Breweries. The Competition Commission of India approved Heineken's acquisition of additional shareholdings, and UBL's shares were trading at 1,429, down 1.89% on Wednesday. That was around 123 before the market closed for that specific day. For those of you who don't know a lot about the share market, you don't need to know a lot about the share market. Just understand the fact that Heineken now owns a majority in the United Breweries company. A new type of ancient human that lived over 1 million years ago was discovered in Israel. You see, researchers in Israel identified a previously unknown type of ancient human that lived alongside our species upwards of 1 million years ago. The researchers believe the remains were uncovered in Ramla city, which represents one of the late survivors of the city, an ancient human group. This find consists of a partial skull, a jaw, but both form the same individual. And carbon dating dates this individual to be living around 1.2 to 1.4 million years ago, which is a long time. The fact that bone is still intact after that long shows you the wonders of the human body itself. That long after it ceased to exist in one way, still leaves traces of it behind millions of years later. Covishield has been excluded from the European Union's Green Pass eligibility list, and this is a big one. So, Covishield is essentially a vaccine in India. 2 of the vaccines in India that are running rampant is Covaxin and Covishield. Now, the Serum Institute of India manufactured Covishield has been excluded from the list of COVID-19 vaccines eligible to avail European Union's Green Pass initiative, which is essentially people who have this in their passports can, travel the way we once could travel without having to worry about the pandemic. Addressing Indians who have taken Covishield and are facing issues, the CEO of the Serum Institute of India, Adar Poonawalla, tweeted, "I have taken this issue up with the highest levels and hope to resolve it soon. Considering that millions and millions of people in India have been taken the Covishield vaccine, including me, I understand the fact that this is not good for us. Because if it ever boils down to the fact that there are only international vaccines that are accepted on a green pass or a vaccine passport, if you will, actually turns into a reality, there's going to be a very touch and go kind of ordeal, because people are going to have to literally fly abroad to get vaccinated by a manufacturer that holds a monopoly on an international scale rather than a domestic company that is trying to do what's best for its own people. Imran Khan calls Osama bin Laden a martyr. This was a big one, it blew up big time. Well, Pakistani Prime Minister called Osama bin Laden a martyr, and he said that, well, it was a slip of tongue. How a slip of tongue can call someone a martyr is beyond me. When he was speaking at the country's parliament, out of everything, he called Osama bin Laden a martyr in front of, well, his opposition, who already hates his very existence. IB Minister Chaudhry Fawad Hussain. He added that Pakistan considers Osama bin Laden a terrorist. Imran Khan, our Prime Minister, considers him a martyr. So that just shows you the discrepancy of opinion, is what he was insinuating. The former Al-Qaeda chief was killed by United States forces during a raid on his compound in Pakistan itself in 2011, and the fact that Imran Khan, the PM, could say this and then not face serious repercussions just goes to show that while Osama bin Laden was alive, he had tremendous influence over the political system in Pakistan. Kim Jong-un lost a bunch of weight and North Koreans went insane. A video of the North Korean leader Kim Jong-un in which he looked noticeably slimmer, which was actually a good thing, he could lose a couple of pounds, has been broadcasted by state media, and in the clip Pyongyang residents were seen watching a big screen on the streets, and then they just started crying. Why? Because they saw their leader lose weight, and I don't understand why do you have to cry about that. The broadcast didn't provide details about what had led to the weight loss, but what we do understand is the fact that there was noticeable tucking of the tummy, if you will. Assets of Vijay Mallya, Nirav Modi and Mehul Choksi, the three biggest fugitives of financial duping in this country, essentially, worth upwards of 9,371 crores, have been transferred to the banks that they wronged. An enforcement directorate initiative has dictated that Vijay Mallya, Nirav Modi and Mehul Choksi's assets, which were worth upwards of 9,371 crores, have been moved to the central bank. An enforcement directorate has also seized assets of upwards of 18,000 crores in case of Vijay Mallya, Nirav Modi and Mehul Choksi under the Prevention of Money Laundering Act. So not only the assets that they could have easily sold and, well, tried to at least, if they had any sort of an ethical dilemma in their head, restore what they wronged. Well, now they have lost not just the wealth that they were supposed to, but almost all of the wealth that they had ever managed to secure. Will these three individuals spend time in jail? Well, I don't know yet. Vijay Mallya, Nirav Modi still at large in the UK. Mehul Choksi, well, that's a little touch and go.